Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Shop Adventure, my weekly excursion where I leave the homestead here at Athletic Geek HQ in search of my bounty of comics, collectibles, graphic novels, figures, and all things in between. First things first, gotta talk about what stood out from last week's pull list. Really the best book was The Flash with the Trickster story. It was just a really good take on that character, on that villain, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. Justice League Dark with what they're doing with Dr. Fate was also very good. And Dead Man Logan continues to be pretty awesome. Really, I mean, there's not a lot I can give out and discuss without just completely spoiling those books. So I'm just going to have to keep my recommendations and what stood out brief. But if you are a Flash fan and you enjoyed like the portrayal of the Trickster with Mark Hamill and on the 90s series or in the new Flash series, I would highly advise picking up this issue. It's a nice little jumping on point if you've not been reading The Flash. Dead Man Logan, you're kind of in too deep, but it's just an amazing story so far, and it's kind of coming to the end. So I'm just savoring every moment of what's left of this book, and Justice League Dark, you might be a couple issues, pick up a previous issue or two, but you should be able to jump in on this Dr. Fate story. And yeah, those were the best three books, and unfortunately, it just spoiled too much if I kept talking too much about it. And I don't like using this time to spoil stories. I like using this time to suggest stories and make you want to check them out. And if I give away too much, there's no point in you going to your local comic shop and spending $3 or $4 on that issue. So yeah, I apologize for this, but definitely check them out if you're a fan of any of those characters or would like to read something new. Definitely go for it. But I will see you when I get back at the homestead with this week's. Hey everyone, I am back here at the homestead here at Athletic Geek HQ, and got kind of a smaller bounty this week, but still a very interesting one. Let's go ahead and get started. On the Marvel side of things, we have Avengers number 17. And I'm just going to keep enjoying this book until it gets to the point where I can't follow it because I'm not reading the money-grabbing other title that's involved in this, or not reading other titles that are directly tied into it. So I'm just going to keep enjoying this book so far and hope I can follow it as best as I can without buying the other books, just because it's not in the budget right now, So really enjoyed this run. It's kind of gives me it's kind of ironically, Avengers is my money-saving book because I get my my big Marvel hero fix in one book. So yeah, Jason Aaron's awesome. This book's been pretty good. Avengers number 17. And speaking of Jason Aaron, we go to Thor number 11, and again, just still gonna keep enjoying this book as best I can until I have to buy other books that tell this big overarching story that I may not be able to follow, and hope that along with Avengers, I'll be able to follow that story. With my big New York trip coming up, I don't know don't know how big my comic book budget will be afterwards. So I hope with just what I have on my pull list right now, I'll be able to follow this story because I've really enjoyed what Aaron's done with the Avengers and with Thor. So Thor number 11. And then finally we go to Uncanny X-Men number 14. And I'm glad to pick this back up. It's starting to really kind of go in a early 90s X-Men vibe, which a lot of people in this day and age, like to criticize. I still have a fondness for it and still think, despite its flaws, it's still a fun X-Men time. And, as you can tell with that design on Cyclops, as much as I despise Cyclops, I enjoy some classic X-Men, and yeah, the last issue was really good, and hopefully this issue is good as well. Jumping over to the DC side of things, we have Justice League number 20 by Scott Snyder, and the continuing the Mr. Mixia-Spitlick series and story art going on there. And I know a few of my viewers have reached out to me saying that at their local shops it was a little bit more difficult to get a hold of this book, and I guess in my case, just fortunately, this one was pulled, and he had plenty of back stock, so I don't know what went on at your respective shops. It might have just been, must have just been a little bit more hot of a book than the owner thought it was, but who knows what went on. Bottom line is, I was very blessed and lucky, and I go to a great shop. Not saying yours isn't, but I go to a great shop. But yeah, I've enjoyed this run, and Mr. Mixia Spitlick is very, very a villain I really enjoy, and I'm glad to see Mixie being involved in this awesome run. Scott Snyder has so much love for these past DC characters, and I know it. I've criticized things in the past. It takes more than just love and respect for the past to write a good story, but Snyder has that love and respect, and he still uses that to tell a good story. It's like you could tell he was a fan of the Super Friends growing up, and he knows how to modernize that and make the Super Friends take it out of kind of the innocence and into more of, a more serious story, and that's why Scott Snyder's one of the best writers, along with Mr. Jason Aaron and several others. He's one of the best writers of this generation. So, yeah, Justice League number 20. From there, we go to Batman number 67, and I really enjoy this cover. I think it's just it says all the way down. It's kind of hard to see with the glare. I'm hoping this picks up well here on video. But yeah, it's just a really cool cover, and you've heard about my turbulent history with Tom King's Batman, but it's been the last few issues I've gotten with this have been really decent, and yeah, I hope it continues. And next week's a big Batman week with Detective 1000 coming out, but nonetheless, definitely excited to read this. Last week I had no Batman books, so I'm happy to kind of get my Bat fix in this week. So, Batman number 67. And sticking on the Batman family of things, we have Nightwing number 58. It says the Nightwing's vigilante team is marked by the Joker's daughter. Joker's daughter is kind of I have mixed emotions on her as a villainess. On one hand, it's kind of cool, and for this day and age, because you have a lot of copycat type of people. That somebody who idolizes the Joker, or loves the Joker, or longs to be part of that legacy. So that's kind of the vibe I get, but I don't know if I completely understand. I don't know if that's the right vibe, and I don't know if I'm understanding that character correctly. But I've enjoyed how they've used her with this storyline, because to me it comes across like there's somebody who looked at the Joker like a symbol and idolized and really put that symbol on a godlike status and wanted to live their life like the Joker. And then we have the Nightwing's vigilante group that, while Dick Grayson has decided he's wanting to take some time away from fighting crime and kind of find himself, you have essentially copycat Nightwings. So it's been intriguing. I haven't read enough of it yet to know whether or not if I'm a big fan or not a big fan, or not deep enough in there yet for me to know what kind of opinion I have on it. So yeah, we'll just have to read this and see if it continues to really pique my interest. But Nightwing number 58. And that is it for my bounty this week. Let me know what you picked up at your local comic shop in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I have videos not just from the world of comic books, but from the world of gaming, pro wrestling, and all things geek culture. For more content, please go like the Facebook page at facebook.com/athleticgeek89. I have my weekly collection comic of the week, and it's exclusive to my Facebook page. It's nice little nostalgic look at some of the old books from my collection, and that is exclusive to my Facebook page. But other than that, I'm out. Y'all be cool. Later.